Folks, welcome back. I'm David Mulligan, and this is the Writers Bloc on Virtual Channel Network. Because if you can get words on the page, you're not blocked. Today we're going over Twilight, written by Melissa Rosenberg. Let's take a look and see what she has. This is something that I have used before in a script. It really is just actually it's a program issue. At the bottom of 24, you will see two pieces of dialogue by two of the minor characters. And they're running up to Mike and Eric, and they're running up to Bella. And they say something at the same time. And if you'll see on the page, you'll see that there's dialogue on the left and dialogue on the right. Now, whether you have Final Draft or Movie Magic Screenwriter, they both do this. You got to figure it out. You got to get into the program and figure out how to do this. But this is very effective when you want two characters talking over each other, especially after this sort of accident experience, and they're all kind of crazy. And this is a good way to lead the reader. The reader understands they're talking over each other. That's very cool. So if you don't know how to do this, whatever screenwriting program you're using, figure it out. You can call their customer support. Both Movie Magic Screenwriter and Final Draft have customer support, and they'll be able to show you in a couple of seconds just how to do that. Very effective, and in here it's very appropriate too. Something to consider. All right, let's move on. 25. Here's another instance of where I believe Melissa Rosenberg uses her voice, where she really it's really just like telling a story to a friend at the fireside, you know. That's where stories started, you know. We have here Bella and her father are talking, and her father, the descriptions for him, he'd hug her if that's who he was or who she was. Instead, he glares at Tyler. I really like that. Bella's father is, a very unemotional, very standoffish kind of thing, and they actually go through a really nice relationship arc where in the beginning they're just, they're sort of uncomfortable, they don't know, and then as we get into the end of the story, they've got a little thing going, and we're only on 25 here. And she puts this in here very nicely because it's sort of like a payoff for later on, where her and her father become much closer, and it works really well in the story too. So when you are writing something, sometimes you just write something very fast, and it's sort of like talking to somebody else. Well, it's 4 new tires, or that kind of thing. He would if he could, but it's not who he is, and it's not who she is. I like that. That's kind of nice. And sometimes even the reader will actually even read it that way. Yep. You can't really say yep any other way than yep, 4 new tires. You know what I mean? So think about that, and think about when you're telling the story to somebody. Let's say you have an idea for a movie, and you're with a friend at a cafe or something, you're talking, and you're pitching your friend. And you get to the climax, and when you talk about the climax, you say it in very casual sort of, because it's a friend of yours. It's not a producer. It's not an agent. And you tell them the ending of the movie in a very casual, I don't know exactly, casual. I guess that's the best way to put it. And these are the kinds of things that you would say. You would say them like this. Well, he'd hug her if that's who he was or who she is. Instead, he glares at Tyler because that's who he is. So think about that. This is obviously a very experienced writer, very sure of herself, of her voice, of how she wants to communicate to the reader, and it's clearly on the page. And in this case, she uses that confidence and that experience to go so far as to describe something in a very casual, personal, that was the word, in a very personal way. When you tell a story to somebody that you're personally close to, it's a different way than if you were at a job interview or a congressional investigation. Well, I don't know why that came out. Congressional investigation. Whatever. Let's move on. Okay, 29. I love this. I won't use it, but I think you should consider it. At the top of page 29, you see bolded, italicized, capitalized. Yeah, and we have all of that. That's a lot of emphasis. And it's flash pop to the van, reeling for her. Flash pop to Edward's hand, stopping the van. Flash pop to Edward on her, the proximity. the electricity. That's good. I like it. These are flashbacks. But these flashbacks are not done in the traditional sense of a major flashback. It would be exterior, Forks high school parking lot, all that kind of stuff. Here, she gets right to the point. She does it really fast. In fact, she doesn't say flashback. She says flash pop. I've never heard of flash pop, but I know exactly what it means. See? I know exactly what it means. She's leading me by the hand. She knows exactly how to pull my heartstrings and keep the story moving forward without too much. You know, these are very fast, but they communicate a lot. I think it's a little bit overboard to have it bold, italicized, and all in caps. But everybody's voice is different, and, well, it was a big movie, so who am I, right? Okay, so that's it for this installment of the Writer's Block. I'm David Mulligan with the Virtual Channel Network.